Hi, my friends, it's Alyssa. I am here with another reading for you all today. I hope everybody has been doing well. So, for today's reading, we're going to be asking, what is the future of your relationship? So, this could be for a connection that is new, somebody that you're interested in, or it can also be relevant if you are actually in a relationship with somebody and you want to know where things might go in the future, what the outcome is going to be between you. So we have 3 decks of cards to choose from today. Deck number 1 is the Modern Witch Tarot. Deck number 2 is the Golden Tarot. And deck number 3 is the Tarot of Vampires. The timestamps will be in the description, as always, so you can head down there if you already know which deck is yours. You can also find the link to my Etsy store in the description. If you're interested in getting a private reading with me, you can check that out. Also, before we get started with today's reading, I just wanted to announce that we have channel memberships now. So if you are interested in becoming a channel member, please click that little button down there, the join button, and check it out. See what it's all about. Right now I have 2 levels. Level 1 involves badges and custom channel emojis, which are just stupid little pictures of my cats, but they're very cute. And you also get access to members only community posts where I will be giving updates and just sharing things that I am doing and pictures that I'm taking. And I really just want it to be like a nice, cozy, welcoming little witchy hangout place for people, for anybody who wants to join. My level 2 members will get early access to videos and also 1 or maybe 2 exclusive videos per month that you will be able to vote on, like for the topic, like what the video is going to be. So that could be a reading, a pick a card, a collective reading, or it could even be a vlog or a spirit work chat or anything witchy, spirit work related, tarot related that you guys want to see, I will do. But yeah, those are the 2 levels that I have right now. I might add a 3rd one later on if I get enough interest. But yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, you can check that out down below. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and get started with group number 1. So if you still need more time to choose your pile, pause the video. We are going to get into this. All right. Group 1, let's find out what the future holds for you and your person. What is the future of group 1's relationship with their person of interest? What does the future hold for group 1 and their relationship with their person? All right, we have the Queen of Wands coming out. That's a few too many cards. I like to take one at a time. So what does the future hold for group 1 and their relationship with their person? We've got the 8 of Wands, the Page of Wands. We have all wands so far. Okay, we have the Hanged One. What does the future hold for group 1 and their person of interest? What is the future of their relationship? We've got Queen of Swords. We've got the High Priestess, the 10 of Pentacles. Whoa. All right, and we have the 2 of Cups. Beautiful. And on the bottom of your deck, group 1, we have the Hermit. So, Actually, before I get into it, let me grab you an oracle card too. Okay. All right, so group one. Let's get into this. So the card on the bottom of your deck, group one, is the Hermit. The Hermit is a very solitary energy. A lot of times this card talks about reflection, introspection, withdrawal, somebody going inside of themselves in order to do some self-exploration, some self-discovery. So this is kind of the overall energy or theme of your spread. And immediately it gives me the impression that somebody in this equation is maybe being kind of distant or has pulled back from the other person for some reason. Your oracle card that came out for you guys says, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. So there is this implication with this card that maybe, you know, there's been some kind of conflict or there's been some kind of obstacle in the way of this relationship moving forward so far. We have here the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is like a very independent, very powerful kind of figure. She represents like somebody who really knows what she wants and she knows, you know, how to get it. She's not going to settle for anything less. She also can represent like creativity and new ideas. The Page of Wands, kind of similar. There is this sense of like enthusiasm, optimism, excitement with the Page of Wands. It can talk about creative ideas as well, you know, starting something new. The Eight of Wands, this is a very action-oriented card. This is like forward movement, action, change, good news coming your way, that sort of thing. And the Hanged One over here, often this indicates some degree of like stagnation or like a delay. It's a very passive energy, very much contrasting with all of this fiery wands energy that we have here as well. The Hanged One is kind of similar to the Hermit in some ways, because this card can also represent like someone doing some kind of introspection. And also it's about like finding a new perspective on things. And there's even like a sense of sacrifice with this card. Sometimes this can signify like having to make a sacrifice of some kind, or having to surrender to a situation, like let go of control over something, and kind of just like allowing a situation to naturally progress. We have the Queen of Swords here, who is really like, the Queen of Swords is really like clarity, honesty, communication. She can be kind of cold, a little bit harsh, a little bit cutting at times. She's, you know, kind of an emotionally distant queen, okay? The High Priestess, this is a very wise, very knowledgeable spiritual figure. The High Priestess represents the unknown, finding clarity in something that has been hidden, or something along those lines. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles here, which is like abundance, prosperity, success, especially in the realm of like material or tangible things, money, work, the home. And it can also just represent a very solid, very stable home life, a happy, loving environment, a happy family situation, that sort of thing. And then the last card we have here is the Two of Cups. This is unity. This is togetherness. This is a partnership. This is unconditional love. So those are your cards, group one. With all of that being said, it definitely feels as though there has been some kind of delay in the progression of this relationship. Like I mentioned earlier, it feels like maybe somebody has pulled back or somebody has been kind of isolating themselves or withdrawn into themselves. It feels like there was maybe at one point in time a lot of optimism or a lot of excitement at play in this connection. Like maybe when the two of you first met or something like that, there was like the chemistry was instant, or the two of you just really clicked with each other, and there was a lot of enthusiasm about getting to know each other better, about getting seeing what might be possible for the two of you, just kind of exploring your connection, exploring your feelings for each other. But then something happened. There was some kind of blockage that got in the way of things progressing the way that you wanted or maybe anticipated. With the Page of Wands being here, I do feel like maybe somebody was being a little bit hasty or kind of I don't want to say immature, but it seems like maybe somebody had kind of a childish kind of mindset about the whole situation. Um, I feel like the two of you maybe were kind of infatuated with each other initially, and maybe you started to move forward a bit too quickly. Maybe you guys were being kind of hasty in the relationship. Yeah, because the Eight of Wands is, like I said earlier, the Eight of Wands is very much about action and forward movement and change and all of this, and it's a quick moving energy. It's fire, it's intense, it's passionate. And maybe as a result of that, something came up that kind of forced this relationship, like the forward momentum, to like grind to a halt. It seems like maybe it's almost like somebody maybe came to their senses, quote unquote, and started to feel kind of overwhelmed by the whole thing. Like somebody suddenly came to this realization that, oh my god, things are like moving way too fast. I'm kind of getting freaked out now. Or someone realized I'm being really hasty here, or somebody, maybe even like a third party, came in and said, you guys are moving way too fast, or like, you guys are crazy for, trying to do this as quickly as you are, like that kind of thing. Whatever the case, this is a general reading, obviously, but whatever the case, it just seems like things started out really intense. Things started out really well, on a really positive note. You guys were talking all the time. You guys were spending a lot of time together. You guys were talking about the future, making plans, and so on and so forth. And then it all just skidded to a halt. And now it feels like you guys are at a distance from each other. There is this emotional like distance, this detachment that has happened, and you are maybe feeling kind of lost, kind of like, what's happening? It feels like maybe this pause or this separation, this detachment was kind of unexpected for you, group one. Or it's possible that you are the one who has pulled back from the other person. Take it how it applies for you. It could go either way. But regardless, it feels like you are in this position now where you're just feeling kind of lost, kind of unsure, like, what's going to happen now? Like, is anything going to happen between us now? Either you realized things were moving too quickly and you pulled back, and now you're wondering, oh, I don't know if I should go forward with this. Are we going to move forward together? Or the other person pulled back, and you're wondering, you're still wondering those same things. it seems like, let me pull a few more cards here for you guys, group one. It just seems like there's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you are currently, maybe currently you are technically single. Maybe you currently are not actually with this person. Maybe you broke up, you know, if you actually, yeah, if this was a situation where you guys were actually in a relationship together, it wasn't just talking, it wasn't just a situationship, maybe the two of you actually have like broken up at this point, and you're wondering, are we going to get back together? You know, can we reconcile? Can this be healed? Can this be renewed? We've got the Two of Pentacles here. This is inconsistency, instability. It can represent some kind of in and out, back and forth kind of behavior going on. And also this card can represent like somebody having a hard time making a choice about something, making a decision. Let me get one more card for you guys. I feel like there is a lot of love between the two of you. I feel like you guys do genuinely care about each other, and there is like genuine affection. Let me get one more. Yeah. Wow. 10 of Cups. This is kind of similar to the 10 of Pentacles. This is like wish fulfillment. This is unconditional love. This is happiness, emotional contentment. So group one, even though things may feel very much like up in the air right now, and you might even be separated, you might even be no longer in a relationship with this person, I really feel like this can be healed. I really feel like there will be a reconciliation here, more than likely, because we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. You know, these three cards are really, like, in my opinion, these are like some of the best cards you could possibly get asking about the future of a relationship, because they talk about a union, they talk about a true partnership and love and happiness and stability and comfort and safety, and like all of the things that, you know, a person, all of the things that we strive for in romantic relationships, right? If you are wondering, is this really over? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Because we have this incredible potential over here for love, for happiness, for togetherness, for partnership and unity and all of those wonderful things. Let me grab you guys one of these cards as well. The future of group one's relationship. Okay, so we've got two cards here. We have patience. Love is patient and kind always. And we have do something for someone. Give your attention to another. So have patience. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? This is saying if this is a relationship that you want to have an opportunity to move forward with, like if you want to be with this person, you want to have a future with this person, it will require patience. You know, obviously every situation is going to be different. But for a lot of you, it feels like somebody here just has some things that they need to work out within themselves. And that's something that's going to take a little bit of time. There does need to be communication between the two of you, definitely. There needs to be honesty, right? If you want to be with this person, I feel like you need to like try to initiate a conversation about that. Like you need to kind of try to open up to them and let them know exactly how you're feeling and what you're thinking and what you would like to have happen in the future, like between the two of you. But also this card is kind of talking to me about like being compassionate towards this person, because that is something. Compassion and empathy, I feel, are really important in relationships, especially romantic relationships, especially relationships where this is a partner, where you know, it's a long-term thing. Practicing compassion and empathy towards one another, because I feel like when we are with somebody, especially when we've been with somebody for a long period of time, or when we, you know, share many aspects of our lives with someone, it becomes easy sometimes to become resentful, to become bitter when they make mistakes, when they don't do the things that you want them to do, or when they do things that you don't want them to do. And I'm not talking about like huge things like infidelity or toxic behavior or anything like that, but just I'm talking about just kind of like day-to-day stuff. It's important to remind ourselves that, you know, this person is well, they're a person. They're just a person like you, like me, like everybody. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone makes bad choices sometimes, and the only way to move forward is to, you know, have grace towards that person, to be forgiving, to make the decision to move on from it. And while I don't feel that, while I feel that the majority of you are probably not in a position where, you know, this is a serious relationship, or that it even had the opportunity yet to become a serious relationship, I feel like this is still, you know, this could still be applicable, because whatever this person is going through, I feel like it's a very human kind of thing, if that makes sense. I feel like it doesn't really have a lot to do with you specifically, but I feel like it has to do more with them, with something that's going on in their life. For some of you, this person could be dealing with like addiction or a mental health problem, or something difficult like relating to their family or their work, depression, something like that. It's something that needs to be healed. You know, rather than going to you for help with this problem, this person felt like they needed to pull back. They felt like they needed to not involve you with their issues, because maybe the two of you just, you know, they didn't feel like the relationship was serious enough to get you involved like that. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like this person is trying to work things out. They're trying to get right. They're trying to resolve whatever it is that's blocking them, because I feel like they do want to come back towards you in the future. They just need to know that like you are going to be open to that, if you're open to that. And if you feel comfortable reaching out to them and telling them, hey, I'm here if you want to talk. I'm here if you ever need help with anything. I feel like it would be very much appreciated. I feel like they would, for a lot of you, I feel like they would probably take you up on that, you know, being a shoulder to lean on or an ear to listen. So yeah, group one, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. This All of this beautiful, incredible energy is possible for you and this person. It's just going to take time. Okay? It's going to take patience. It's going to take being compassionate towards one another. And at the end of the day, it's entirely up to you if you want to, you know, keep trying to push forward with this person or not. But if you do, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that partnership. I'm seeing that unity, that family, that, you know, sharing of life with one another, doing life together, that kind of thing. So yeah, group 1, I think that's going to do it for you guys. I hope this was interesting. I hope that this reading resonated with you. If you're interested in a private reading with me, please check out my Etsy store, which is linked in the description, and also look at my channel memberships. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and I am wishing you all the best. I hope I see you guys next time. Bye! All right, if you chose group 2, the Golden Tarot, let's find out what the future holds for you and your person. What is the future of your relationship? What is the future of group 2's relationship with their person? All right, if you chose group 2 with the Golden Tarot, let's find out what the future holds for you and your person. What is the future of your relationship? All right, the first card we've got here is the 5 of Wands. We've got the 8 of Swords. Knight of Cups. We've got Justice. We've got the Page of Wands. Three of Swords. 10 of Cups. Temperance and Judgment. On the bottom of your deck is the 5 of Swords. And let me grab an oracle card for you guys. All right. So let's get into this. Group 2, what does the future hold for you and your person? What is the future of your relationship? So on the bottom of your deck, group 2, we have the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is definitely a little bit of a heavy energy. This card a lot of times relates to defeat, disappointment, conflict, disillusionment. We see it a lot in situations where somebody is feeling very tired, very exhausted, tired of fighting, tired of having to defend themselves, or sometimes it can be more along the lines of like getting something that you wanted, but it doesn't meet your expectations. It doesn't feel as good as you thought it was going to. So immediately there is this sense of like defeat coming through here. There is this sense of weariness as well. We've got the 5 of Wands. This is conflict. This is adversity, people being at odds with one another. The 8 of Swords, this is like restriction or someone being held back, especially by like their own thoughts or beliefs about something. It's a very self-limiting kind of thing. So with these cards being here, immediately it feels like this current state of your relationship, group 2, you know, things may be kind of rocky between you and your person right now. You might be arguing a lot. You might be going through a lot of conflicts with one another. There could be some big issue that the two of you are having a really hard time like resolving at this point. And I do feel like there is a lot of like fondness between the two of you. There's a lot of affectionate feelings at play. There's loving energy for sure with the Knight of Cups being here. This card can represent like forward movement in relationships. It can also represent like people expressing themselves emotionally, offering their feelings to one another, and also, you know, it's fondness, it's affection, it's love, it's contentment. We also have Justice here, which is about like balance and fairness. The idea that everything we do has a relative consequence. You know, the whole idea of cause and effect. We've also got Judgment over here, which this card really should be over here because it was the last one. Yeah, it was the last one that came out. Judgment is a little bit similar. This card is more about like, this is really more about like some kind of awakening or a revelation or some kind of really significant transformation. The Page of Wands, this can be about like excitement or enthusiasm, creativity, new ideas. You know, the pages in general have a very youthful kind of quality to them, inexperience, immaturity, childishness, or childlikeness. We've also got the Three of Swords, which is grief, loss, betrayal, heartache. Definitely heavy energy there. But we also have the Ten of Cups and Temperance. The Ten of Cups is like emotional fulfillment, wish fulfillment. It's love, it's a happy family, it's a happy loving partnership. And Temperance to me is really a card of unconditional love. It's also a card of healing and renewal. Patience is often represented by this card, moderation or a need for moderation. Compassion, those kinds of things. And then the Oracle card that came out for you guys, it says, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So there is kind of this implication with this Oracle card that there may be something between the two of you that needs to be worked out. And, you know, tying in with these other cards that we have here, the Five of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Three of Swords, it feels like there's something within your relationship that needs a resolution. And I do get the impression for a lot of you, group 2, that your relationship with this person is, it feels like for the majority of you, this is probably a more committed kind of thing. It feels like maybe this is somebody that you've been with for a little while. Like it's already an established relationship, but you may be having problems, and maybe that's why you're wondering what the future holds for the two of you. And, you know, this is just general, so take it how it applies to you. This is not gonna be, you know, this is not gonna resonate with every single person who watches it, but that's the impression that I get for the vast majority of you who chose this group, okay? This is an established relationship where there's some kind of conflict or there's some kind of problem that needs to be resolved. So, like I mentioned with the Knight of Cups, I feel like despite the conflict, despite whatever it is that's going on between the two of you, there is love here. There is affection. There is, you know, caring and some degree of compassion even. And I get the sense that at one time your relationship was very exciting. It was very fun. It was something that both of you felt very optimistic about. And, you know, the two of you at one time had a lot of fun together. Like this was once a connection full of joy, full of excitement, full of passion, intensity, you know, sexual chemistry, etc. But a lot of that stuff has kind of dried up a little, kind of dried up, or like fallen to the wayside a little bit. Because it seems like for a lot of you, it's like just kind of like life has gotten in the way. You know, your relationships with other people maybe have caused strain on the on your connection. Work, money issues, you know, problems with your living situation, the house, like it feels like just a lot of like mundane stuff has kind of piled up on top of this connection and really weighed the two of you down, and really kind of suppressed like the love and the excitement that you have for each other. And I feel like those emotions, that energy still exists within this connection, like deep down, but it's like it's buried, okay? It's being suppressed. And group 2, you might be in a position right now where you're wondering, like, is this even worth continuing to fight for? Is this something that I should even stick with, or should I just walk away? I feel like that might be where a lot of you are right now, wondering, is it worth sticking around, or should I move on? You know, is it over between us technically? Or will it come to an end? Because for some of you, it feels like it might feel inevitable at this point in time. It might feel like, how can things possibly get better, right? How are we ever going to fix the things that are going on right now? Spirit wants you to know that these things can be fixed, that no matter how difficult things might be right now, no matter how heavy these problems might seem at this moment, there is nothing that the two of you can't overcome with effort and patience and compassion towards each other. Because I do feel like, you know, this is what the future holds for the two of you. This is the potential of this relationship moving forward. This 10 of Cups, this temperance, this deep, profound love and happiness. And also for a lot of you, I feel if like having a family is something that you want to do, that's very much possible in the future. Or maybe you already have children together. You know, I'm just seeing like the two of you being able to really come together as a unit and share in, you know, all the joys and the beauty of like being a family together, okay? I see the relationship, I see the balance being restored, because it feels like right now things are really out of whack. Maybe somebody has been doing a lot more, putting a lot more effort into the relationship than the other person for whatever reason. Maybe somebody has been, you know, doing all of the, taking care of all the financial stuff, and the other person has not been for some reason. Maybe one person has been doing all of the household chores and the other person has not been pitching in. There's a lot of different ways that this imbalance could manifest. But it definitely seems like there is currently an imbalance going on here that absolutely can be restored. I do feel that this equilibrium can be restored. And Judgment here, this is like, you know, it's a very significant transformation. It's a revolution, or a revelation, I should say. I feel like whatever conflicts you guys are going through, whatever problems you're experiencing in your relationship, they can be resolved. And as a result of that, your relationship is going to completely transform. It's going to become stronger for the things that you have overcome together. Okay? Let me grab a couple more cards for you guys. We've got 10 of Coins and 7 of Cups. So 10 of Coins is similar to the 10 of Cups. This is again about like a loving, home environment, the family. It also talks about abundance and stability, a high level of success, like materially, but also just like a high level of like comfort and safety and this sense of belonging for me. And also the Seven of Cups. This is like, this can represent confusion, having a lot of different options available to you and being unsure which path to take. I feel like a lot of you might be kind of in this Seven of Cups kind of energy at this point, wondering, like I said earlier, what is going to happen here? What should I do? Should I walk away? Should I try to stick it out? You know, should I try to fix this? Can this be fixed? Etc. Like I mentioned earlier, things were at one time really good between the two of you. I feel like things were, there's that Five of Swords again. Things were great once. You had a very loving, happy relationship at one time. And that is something that the two of you can absolutely have again. You can achieve that again and even surpass like the happiness that you once had together, I feel. With the Sun being here, this is really the most positive card in the whole deck. It's radiance, it's joy, it's the fulfillment, the satisfaction of all of our wants and needs. It's like everything going right. It's success, it's victory. I feel like your person actually loves you quite a lot. It may not feel like it at this time. They may not be able to express it very well, but they do love you a lot. And I feel like your person really wants to be able to fix things. I feel like they really truly want to like move forward together and get back to the good times, or start having good times again. And I feel for most of you, like they're really trying. They're doing their best. They could be somebody who is a little bit emotionally like repressed. They might sometimes have a hard time like expressing their feelings, basically, or opening up emotionally. They might have a hard time being emotionally vulnerable or something like that. But I feel like, yeah, this person really truly loves you, and they're trying to express that to you. They're trying to, they want to do right by you. They just, it's like things have just been hard. And group 2, some of you might be, you know, every relationship is going to have its ups and downs. It's going to have good times and bad times. And the good times and the bad times, you know, sometimes they last a long time, sometimes they last a little while. You guys are in a valley. You guys have been in this downswing for some time, it seems like. And maybe that's why you're kind of questioning things like, is this ever going to improve? Will things ever get better? Will they ever get back to the way that they were? Will we ever have good times together again? The answer is yes. This is just like a natural cycle that you guys have been going through, it seems like. If you really love this person and you really want to be committed with this person, then, you know, there's nothing going on, I feel, that can't be fixed. Now, if this is like a situation where this person is like being abusive towards you or violent or anything like that, then obviously that's different. But if this is just a situation where like somebody's dealing with depression, or somebody's dealing with like a loss of self-esteem because of work problems, or if there's been money issues, or, you know, things like that, those things can be resolved, right? Let me grab one of these cards for you guys too. Okay, this card says, love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. So this is basically what I was just talking about. If you love this person and it seems like they really love you, if you love this person and you want to make it work, then it can work. It's like you guys have been going through, a period where one of those times, and I feel like a lot of relationships do at one point or another go through this, especially, marriages or long-term relationships where, it seems like nothing is going right. And it's like all you have to hold on to is the love that you have for each other. And it seems like that might be the kind of situation that you guys are in right now. So just hold on to the love that you have for each other. Things will get better. Things will improve. This relationship will heal. The problems that you're facing will be resolved. You're not going to be broke forever. You're not going to be out of a job forever. You're not going to be struggling forever. You're not going to be arguing forever. Things will get better. And once you guys are able to finally turn that corner, they will be better than they've ever been before. Okay, hold on to that. Have faith in that. All right, that's what they want you to know. Group 2, love makes all the difference. Hold on to that. Okay, group 2. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this reading was interesting. I hope that it resonated with you. If you're interested in a private reading with me, you can check out the link to my Etsy store in the description. You can also check out my channel memberships that are now available. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I am wishing you all the best, and I hope I see you next time. Bye. All right, and if you chose group 3, the Tarot of Vampires, let's find out, what is the future of your relationship? What is the future of group 3's relationship? Okay, we've got 2 of Skulls. We have the Tower. Two of Grails. Whoa. Can I get one at a time, please? What is the future of group 3's relationship? 7 of Knives. Five of Grails. Three of Knives. What is the future of group three's relationship? Oh. Seven of Scepters. And Lord of Grails. Okay. On the bottom of the deck is Justice. And let me grab an oracle card for you guys. Okay. We have Freedom. All right, so group three, what is the future of your relationship? So the first card, well, the card on the bottom of your deck, group three, is Justice. And this is kind of the overall theme or energy of your spread. Justice is basically about fairness. It's about balance, reciprocation. It relates to the idea of cause and effect. Every choice we make, every action we take has a relative consequence, right? We have here the Two of Skulls. This is the Two of Pentacles in most standard decks. This is like instability or inconsistency. A lot of times this card represents some kind of in and out, back and forth kind of energy or behavior going on. It can also represent like somebody feeling very overwhelmed, having a lot on their plate that they're trying to juggle at once. We've got the Tower here, which is indicative of like some kind of crisis or upheaval, some really sudden, unexpected change that just leaves you picking up the pieces, that really shakes you to your core. Okay. The Two of Grails, this is the Two of Cups. This is unity, partnerships, love, alignment, like two people really being in alignment with one another. This is normally a very good card to see when we're talking about relationships. We also have here the Seven of Knives or the Seven of Swords. This is deception, dishonesty. It can also be about avoidance or some kind of sneaky behavior going on. We've got the Five of Grails, sadness, loss, grief, a pessimistic kind of mindset, or like being really fixated on the negatives in a situation. And then we also have the Three of Knives, and this is kind of similar to the Five of Grails. This is again like grief, heartache, betrayal, another very heavy energy. We also have here the Seven of Scepters, which is like a lot of times we see this representing some kind of struggle or like a situation where somebody's having to fight to defend themselves or stand up for themselves in some way. And then the Lord of Grails, this is like, this is usually like emotional maturity or emotional intelligence, being really in tune with your feelings, self-love. And then the Oracle card says freedom. There's nothing stopping you. The path is clear if you want it to be. So those are your cards. So group three, there's a lot of kind of heavy energy coming through here, kind of intense stuff, it seems like, especially with this Tower card being here. And then we've got, you know, these cards that relate to sadness, that relate to conflict. So, and just, there's this real sense of like being overwhelmed. So it gives me the impression that your connection to this person has maybe been intense, maybe not in the best way. That there has perhaps been a lot of conflict between the two of you, or just like the two of you have frequently found yourselves at odds with one another for whatever reason. I do feel that, you know, in some ways there has been a lot of like there have been like positive sides to this relationship with the Two of Grails being here. Um, you know, there is love here, there, or affection, you know, fondness. It seems like the two of you do care about each other, but at the same time, there's just it feels like there's been a lot of inconsistency. There's been maybe some deceit involved in this connection. Somebody has been hurt, maybe more than once. And it feels like it's almost a constant battle with this person, trying to make them see your point of view, or like trying to get them to understand how they've hurt you or how they have let you down, or you know, any number of things that may have happened between the two of you. It just seems like this person has done things that have been hurtful to you, that they didn't really think about, or that they won't acknowledge or won't take accountability for, or something like that. And I feel like a lot of you, group 3, are reaching a kind of like a breaking point, or maybe you've already reached it and you're feeling like, I can't continue on like this. Something has to change. Something's got to give. And if you're wondering if this person is going to get it together and start doing the right things, I'm not, okay, let me say this. I see a happy ending here for you. For you. I don't see it happening with this person being involved. Okay. Now, this is a general reading. You know, take it how it applies to you. This isn't going to resonate for every person who sees it. But I feel for the vast majority of you who chose this group, this is a connection that you are ultimately going to be walking away from. I feel like you will, you know, you're going to get tired of the fighting if you haven't already. You're going to get tired of the lying, the deceit, the dishonesty. Those are all the same thing. The conflict, the arguments, the, you know, inconsistency, whatever. And I see you guys like finally standing up for yourselves. I see you, group 3, finally saying, you know what, enough is enough. I'm going to love myself enough to walk away from this, to remove myself from this situation where I'm constantly being hurt or constantly being disappointed, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I see you finding freedom. I see you kind of like getting away from this place, getting away from this situation, and really like finding your wings, finding freedom from this whole scenario. And I do feel that it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be easy necessarily for a lot of you to walk away from this situation, but I do feel like in the end you will feel so much better for it, and in the end you will know that it's the right thing to do, because it seems like no matter how hard you try to make things right, or no matter what you do, this person is just not willing or maybe capable of reciprocating. And it's like, nothing is going to work as long as they are doing the things that they're doing. And unfortunately, it seems like they're not in a position where they're capable of like seeing that they're wrong, or they're not in a position where they're like willing to take ownership of the wrong things that they've done or take accountability for them. And so as long as that's the case, things will not improve. They are not going to change. They are not going to get better as long as they're unwilling to be accountable. And that's kind of what this Justice card is talking about. It's like the energy that they have put into this is what they will continue to get out of it. You know, they're fertilizing this garden with dishonesty, with adversity, with unhappiness, grief, etc., etc. And so that is what's going to continue to come out of it. Does that make sense? And it's like, no matter how much love and empathy and understanding you try to pour into it, it's going to be canceled out by the energy that they're putting into it, because it can't be just one-sided, you know. It has to be coming from both sides. That effort and that desire to let me grab a couple more cards for you guys. Prince of Skulls. Temperance. Three of Scepters. Yeah, so the Prince of Skulls, this is kind of going off of that like gardening analogy that I just used, because the Prince of Skulls is kind of like something in its early stages that has the potential to grow. Temperance is related to healing and renewal, but it's also about like patience and like I just get a real sense of like empathy with the Temperance card. And then the Three of Scepters, this is about like exploration, broadening your horizons, limitless possibilities. I see you guys starting to invest less in this relationship and more into yourselves. And as a result of that, like growing and healing and broadening your horizons on your own. Let me get one of these oracle cards for you guys as well and just see what they would like to add. Whoa. Okay, we have relationship patterns. It takes strength to recognize the need for change. Okay, so this definitely ties in a lot with what we've kind of been talking about. I feel for a lot of you, like, you've been with this person long enough to know, like, to recognize the patterns that they have. Maybe there are times where they do better, where things improve, but then they always have gone back to, you know, the way they were before. And also I feel like some of you maybe have been doing some reflection on yourselves and like identifying patterns within yourselves, either like ways that you might contribute to, you know, this less than ideal relationship dynamic, possibly like you know, maybe this is a pattern in terms of the kinds of people that you gravitate towards, or you know, you have been in relationships similar to this in the past, like that kind of thing. So Spirit is saying like this is a really good time for you to start reflecting on those kinds of things and working on, you know, healing within yourself and you know, loving yourself enough to say like, I deserve better. I am worth more than what this person is giving me or how this person is treating me. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, as far as this relationship is concerned, it does look as though this is something that more than likely you are going to be walking away from. And I realized that, you know, that could be that may not be what some of you want to hear or were hoping to hear, but it definitely feels like it's ultimately going to be in your best interest. And, you know, it's not to say that you and this person will never be back together, that things will never ever work out for the two of you, because it could, you know, much later down the road. But it feels like there's a lot of things that will need to change before that can happen. And, you know, some pretty significant transformations that will have to that both of you will probably have to undergo. And that's just something that will take time, right? It's a process. It's a growing and learning process for both of you. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, group 3. I hope that this reading resonated with you. I hope this was interesting. If you would like a personal reading with me, the link to my Etsy store is in the description. Also, if you're interested in channel memberships, you can check that out down there as well. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope I see you next time. Bye.